Hi there, my amateur decorating friends. You've been working hard and trying to make sure that you had the best home possible for you and your family. But I hope that you're protecting the surfaces, your floors, your countertops, your furniture as well. Now, here's the thing. I have purchased these felt pads from the dollar store for about $2, and you get 16 in this packet. As you can see, there's only 4 left. Now, I placed them underneath furniture that I've actually altered, and now I'm getting ready to work on some chairs. So I went ahead and purchased this table and chair protection pack from Lowe's, and needless to say, there's not enough in here to do all of my chairs, so I ended up having to buy another set as well, which has 24 in that container. Now, it's a good idea to get these things because your countertops, your floors are priceless. This is your home, so it's an investment, and we have to take care of our investments. The first thing I wanted to share with you is you're being creative and you are looking at purchasing any kind of decor for your home, whether it is sculptures or works of art. Whatever you're trying to buy, make sure that it has a very smooth surface before you place it on your countertops. I purchased these items from Michael's at a clearance corner in the back of the store, my favorite place to live, and no, I did not pay the price that's on the tag. But they are very, very rough, literally scratching my hand, so I can only imagine what they're going to do to my countertop over time. So here's what I did. I purchased, like I said, the felt pads, and then I placed them on the bottom. Big difference. I ended up cutting them in half because they were not the size that I wanted. And of course, I could have gotten the smaller sizes in this, but it didn't make good sense because I needed the larger pads for the bigger pieces. So I definitely wanted to make sure I took advantage of my purchase. You can cut these in half with the scissors, and listen to this sound. Nice and smooth on the counter surface and not leaving any scratches. The other thing is, as you are continuing to alter things, finding things like metals, which you know I love, again, you can cut these in half, but you may not have much of a surface to adhere them to. And what I did, took out my trusty little hot glue gun, glued in right here in the very corner, and then listen to the surface. Nice and smooth, not leaving any scratches. And I wanted to think in terms of the holiday table that I was going to be sitting, so I wanted to make sure that everything on my table did not scratch the wood or the glass surface that I was going to use. Here also is another table that I did earlier, and once again, it sticks directly to the bottom. I also placed the felt round protectors underneath this television. I placed them right on top of the original manufacturer's rubber protectors, which did not protect my surface. So this works much better. Now I can move this television left or right any way I want, and there aren't any scratches left on the surface. Now, your kitchen cabinets or even your closet doors may have these little protectors in it. So as the drawers are sliding or the doors are sliding, this keeps them from like slamming, and it allows it to close very softly. You know, those soft closed cabinets. But they fall off and they're all over the place, and some of them you'll never ever find again. Like I said, the manufacturer really doesn't always put the very best top quality glue on things. So what you want to do, you can purchase a packet at any hardware store and sometimes the dollar store. You will want to apply a wood glue just on the very tip and then stick it back on the drawer or door, and it's all protected all over again. Now here's a classic for you. This is actually a coaster holder, and when I purchased it, it actually had felt on the inside of it. Can you imagine that? The manufacturer thought that he needed to protect that surface. And remember, the coasters on the inside, well, they were very, very rough over time due to multiple usage. So I ended up cutting my felt in a shape of the actual coaster and using my old trusty ta-da, dollar store glue gun, and applying that felt to the very back. The good thing about felt, guys, is you can cut it in any shape or size that you want, and it will do just what you need it to do: protect your surfaces. You may not be able to afford any of the actual pads or anything like that, whether it's dollar store or any of the other table chair pads that I showed you earlier. So invest in a $1.99 yard of felt. You can buy that at any fabric store, whether it's Walmart or any Hancock or Joann Fabrics, and they often have promotions on felt. And buy a yard of it and just store it up. Get you a glue gun for $3 from the dollar store, and you have that to use to protect your surfaces. Something very, very practical to do. And by all means, invest in sliders. Yes, sliders rule. I have several sets that I purchased from the dollar store, and they are in multiple rooms in the house. So when I want to move a piece of furniture, keeping in mind that I do have these pads on the actual chairs, etc., etc., I can actually slide these things on the surface, and it takes less muscle, less stress on my body, and it's easy to move without putting any scratches in the floor. But for large pieces, I need to use my sliders anyway. Now, these you can buy, like I said, at the dollar store. They have them rectangular. They have them, I think, like a hectagon. They have multiple shapes and sizes at the dollar store. You can buy those. These are multi. You can use them in several different ways. The plastic side is for carpet, and when I dress it up and put on its little hat, like so, I can then use it on my hardwood floors. So again, this is very practical. I think I paid like $7 for these, and they're called super sliders, but they are well worth the investment. One set will be sufficient for any household. I did purchase these at Lowe's. Now, another thing that I wanted to share with you about using your felt: if you have pots that you're going to put on your dining room tables with a lot of greenery and things coming up, by all means use felt. I actually put this on the bottom of a planter, and I ended up giving it to a neighbor, but I hot glued it there because I wasn't thinking in terms of the pads at that point, and this is just actually one that was left over from that cut. So guys, the felt is your best way. By all means do it. Hats off to you, because it's always going to be in my arsenal. Now, last but not least, this is my work table in the kitchen. This is the actual island, and I call this particular mat that you're looking at my crumb catcher. Now, it's simply a cabinet liner, and it comes in a roll of about 20 feet, and you can purchase it for like $7, and I usually keep a couple of feet of this on my kitchen island. I like using it because it catches all the crumbs, whether I'm making sandwiches, chopping greens, no matter whether I'm mixing up brownies, no matter what I'm doing at this island, it catches my crumbs. And a lot of times you may or may not see the crumbs that are hitting the floor. I think it's great if you've got guys in your house. You might want to get this crumb catcher. And it's easy to clean. You simply lift it up and then take it to the kitchen sink and just run your water over it. It washes away all of the crumbs, and then you fold it and place it in your dish rack to dry. And every now and then, I would say about, I don't know, every other month, I then replace it with another piece. But I find it very, very practical, just another way to protect your surfaces, especially if you're using a handheld mixer. You may not have a KitchenAid mixer, but a handheld mixer, it's going to vibrate the bowl while you're doing your mixing, and that can easily scratch up your countertops. So be very careful about these things. Remember, keep your sliders, protect your back, protect your floors. Remember to protect all of your surfaces, whether you're serving drinks, no matter what you're doing there. Take care of your decorative pieces by using felt, cutting these pieces to suit your needs, whether it's small or whether it's large. This is just a practical way to protect the surfaces in your home. Thanks a lot for being here, and I'll see you again soon.